Welcome to the Noona Business Podcast, episode 23, the K-Pop Supergroup, with your hosts, Becca and Megan. Because of tornadoes and flash flooding, we had to skip a week, and we honestly missed all of you, so let's just dig in. Today's topic was a listener request: put together a K-Pop supergroup by mixing the best members from various popular K-Pop groups. We did our research, put together a survey, and polled fans on Twitter, and today we're hashing out the results. Also, Becca weighs in on the obsession with male idols eating suckers. Megan claims Jimin as her favorite comfort animal. And we finish our two truths and a lie. That's what you're in for today on Noona Business.
Oh, it's still on mute. Hello. I'm here.
There you go.
Are you good? Can you see me?
I can see you.
Do I have a line?
Hi, everybody.
Should I be close?
Welcome
hey
to
guys.
Noona Business.
Fraser Crane here.
23.
Is it already 23?
Yes.
Man, I gotta say, I went back. I was telling Becca this weekend I was cleaning, which I don't like to do. So to make it easier, I was listening to some of our old podcasts. How far we've come, Becca. We've come so far. It feels like years since we started this.
I feel like I've come of age. I'm a woman now because of our podcast.
We have fully grown.
Also, we just had dinner together. So we're staying at this restaurant/bar, and they just brought us a turtle cheesecake, and
It's so good.
stuffing my face because it's so good.
Yeah, it's very rich.
Okay, let's jump in. I have a couple of reassesses.
Oh, goody.
Number one, somebody called us out. Thank you. We did not finish our two truths and a lie.
Which, I'll have you know, Becca told me that and was like, oh yeah, we can clear that up. And then we had to go back and listen to what my three were because I had no idea what I said. So we're gonna guess to see if we know each other's lies.
Yes.
I'm gonna guess your lie.
All right. So my three truths and a lie, or two truths and a lie, were: I've worked for a famous family in Hollywood. I've saved 4 people from drowning, and I've bungee jumped 3 times.
I know that you worked for a famous family.
I did.
I know that's true. I also am fairly confident you've saved lives.
That's right.
I knew you'd save lives. As a lifeguard, Becca has saved multiple lives. So
Yep.
I figured you would have mentioned bungee jumping to me. So I was going to guess the lie was bungee jumping.
Okay, I really want to bungee jump in my life. I've kitty bungee jumped.
You want to?
Yes. I've never actually done the full adult bungee jump. So that
sounds-
is my lie. I've never bungee jumped.
That sounds like a terrible way to spend any time.
I would do it.
I believe you. You have a bit of a thrill seeker
I do.
thing about you. I like that. I'm drawn to it. I'm scared of it and I don't understand it, but I'm drawn to it.
I'm kind of drawn. I'm a thrill seeker sometimes.
Becca, middle name Danger. Am I right?
Becca
Or
Danger.
am I right?
Min Yoongi.
That has a beautiful ring to it.
So I will say, because I think it's interesting, I worked for Goldie Hawn and her family in Hollywood for a summer, and it was amazing. I met a ton of celebrities, got a great grasp on the TV industry, the film industry. I got to help make a couple movies. I got to read scripts that I passed along and would either get greenlit or not. And so it was a great experience. So that was my first one. Second one, I've saved 4 people from drowning. Absolutely true. And I feel like it is a broadcasting disservice if I don't mention right now, mamas out there. 2 of the 4 drownings that I've saved people from were little kids standing within a foot of their parent. Because I think when people think somebody's drowning, they think of like somebody splashing at the water and their hands are waving and they're like, help, help. And that is not what drowning looks like. Drowning is a person literally like vertical in the water and they just cannot get their nose above water. So sometimes even like their eyes will be above water and they cannot. So like the 2 that I saved were little kids had followed their mom into the water, and the mom was like talking to somebody and realized their kid was right there, but they thought that the water was like shallow enough for their child, and it wasn't. So once the child got far enough in, they couldn't backtrack.
That's
They're
horrifying.
standing next to their mother, like their nose and mouth underwater, and their terrified eyes, and they're not making any noise because.
That's
so people,
horrifying.
drowning is a very quiet thing. So always, water is not a joke. I've said that before.
Oh, I hate water.
Be safe. Becca loves water now, but I used to hate it.
God, no.
So,
You couldn't pay me to swim, honestly.
I love swimming. When we went on our honeymoon in Jamaica, Greg, like, killed me because we went on like so many catamaran cruises, and they'd stop in the middle of the ocean and they'd be like, there's a cave, go swim, and we'd all jump in the water and everybody had on life jackets, and every single time I just jump in with no life jacket.
Oh, you nut.
And Greg just did not understand, and he kept going like, you're gonna drown, like put on a life jacket. And I'm like, no, like I know where we are. And it was probably stupid, maybe a little bit, but I'm such a good swimmer, and I'm like, I just love the water now that I'm older. I really love it.
God, no.
It's the thrill seeker in me.
I think the two most terrifying things in the world are the deepest depths of the ocean and the farthest reaches of space. Because you don't know what's there. You can't see it. And if it wants to get you, it's going to get you.
See, the thrill seeker in me thinks both of those are mildly terrifying, but also mildly attractive.
It's funny because for all the thrill seeker in you, I have the negative amount of that much thrill seeking desire.
That's why we're a good pair, Megan.
We work out very well.
All right, so your two truths and a lie were you are allergic.
I'm allergic to guinea pigs.
Okay.
I have been called out on the dance floor by 3 different wedding DJs for bringing cake to eat while dancing.
Okay.
Or, oh my God, we just looked it up. Oh, I had to go to Disney Hospital at Disneyland.
So I am pretty sure I've heard the Disney Hospital story. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a truth. Mm-hmm. Also, just knowing you, I'm pretty sure you eat cake on the dance floor a lot. So I'm going to say that's a truth. I don't think you're allergic to guinea pigs, but I don't know for sure.
I want to say that this really isn't that fair because they're all kind of true. I am allergic to guinea pigs.
Oh, darn it.
I'm allergic to most things, but for some reason, guinea pigs give me the worst rash.
Really?
Which is a shame because they are very sweet animals. Very sweet animals. If you've never owned a guinea pig, you should. They are just darling. They have little lips. They have the funniest little lips. So anyway, I am allergic to guinea pigs. I did have to go to Disney Hospital. I tripped on the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland, and I had to go to the hospital because I could not stop bleeding. It was, I want to say, Disney, it was all my fault. I'm not blaming you. I have very heavy legs.
Because Disney is listening to this podcast.
I know.
They want to pick it up.
When
it's on their radar.
All they had to do is give me some ointment and a Band-Aid, but I had to fill out all these forms basically that I wasn't going to bring down the Disney Corporation for tripping on the Buzz Lightyear ride, which I never would do it. And the lie is that I was called out by 3 different wedding DJs for bringing cake to the dance floor. I was called out by 2 different wedding DJs.
Okay.
For bringing cake to the dance floor.
So I was kind of close.
You were right. I feel like mine was a little tricky and kind of sneaky. Also, when we set ours side by side, that is so indicative of who we are. Like, Becca saved lives and worked for celebrities. I'm allergic to rodents. And I eat a lot of cake at really inopportune times.
I will have you know. Megan is such an animal lover.
I love
It's
them.
rubbing off on me. I also,
Really?
though, grew up, because my dad's a farmer, to love and respect animals and what they do for us and the nutrients and protein that they put in our body. Like, we are very respectful of all life.
It's very Avatar of you.
Yes. And so recently, my daughter is terrified of spiders and ants. And it's summer in Iowa, and we've had a lot of rain lately, and so we've had a lot of ants. So every time there's a spider or bug in the house, I catch it in a cup, and then I bring it outside, and we let it go. And the other day, my grandma was over, and she's like, just squash it. Why are you wasting your time? And Casey, my son, goes, Grandma, Mom says all life is precious. And I was like, Megan's rubbing off on me and my family.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of you.
I knew you would be.
It's just this, and, all right, you can call me a hippie, you can say whatever you want, but who am I to choose what lives and dies?
Exactly.
That's how I feel. I have who am I? I'm just a speck of dust in the universe.
You're making me a better person. Thank you, Megan.
And life is so beautiful and precious. That little spider is good. That's good for our ecosystem.
It might have a family out there that it needs to take care of.
And it's actually thinking about, especially insects or spiders like that, is really healthy because I feel like I'm not scared of them anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hang out with them or have them touch me, but I see them, and instead of being like, oh my God, it's gonna bite me, I'm like, thank you for what you do. I see you in the Avatar sense.
Again, because I was a farm girl, we really respect all insects because they keep other non-favorable insects out of the fields, and they protect the crops.
Bringing it full circle back to Disney.
Yes.
It's the circle of life.
It's the circle of life.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Becca.
I have kids.
Beautiful.
I don't want to brave. If you
beautiful.
guys, maybe if you're lucky later, I'll sing You're Welcome from Moana, but
Oh, girl,
it's a
spoilers.
treat.
I've still
It's
never
a
seen
treat.
Moana.
What is wrong with you?
That's what everybody says. I haven't seen Toy Story
Oh,
3
I
either.
cried
People
at
are
the
like,
end.
what's
It
wrong?
was beautiful.
That's why I haven't seen it. I don't want
Oh,
to feel
gosh.
anything. Why do people not understand that? Jeff
So-
made me watch WALL-E, and it was like I had to be alone for 2 days.
I had to watch it on an airplane, and I did have a moment of like, I need to be alone
my
for a while.
God.
Yeah.
Man, watching stuff on an airplane can really mess you up, can't
It's
it?
something else.
I watched Wonder Woman on an airplane, and it did not carry the same weight that I feel like it would have on the big screen. I was just very underwhelmed by this feminist, like, amazing moment
On this
in
little
film
4-inch
history, and I'm like,
screen, 4 seats
this
ahead
isn't
of
even
me.
cool. I don't even get it.
So we will apologize. We had intended to do this episode last week. However,
Really, I should apologize.
No, it's not Megan's fault. We had a tornado warning.
we had crazy weather.
Megan works in the news
Yeah.
and had to stay to
Yeah.
tell the 250,000 people that watch her station, you might want to take shelter. There's a tornado in the area.
I forget how crazy this time of year is because there's this saying that if you don't like the weather in the Midwest, just wait. It's true.
It changes every minute.
It was like 100 degrees. What is that thing? That thing that it's not actually that hot, but it feels like
The heat
that?
index,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was that. And then it was like 60 degrees, and then there were tornadoes everywhere, and also hail, and maybe it's going to snow. Who knows?
And the funniest part was, you had talked about coming over even after you had to stay late.
Yeah.
But because we live in Iowa, my husband and I have a sump pump in our basement, and it got stuck. And
Which-
our entire basement flooded right in front of our
Like
faces.
real bad, too, wasn't
Real
it?
bad. My whole office flooded, which is a hardwood floor, but it warped. There was so much water. And there's nothing more frustrating in life than being in a basement with 3 children.
Oh,
We can hear
God.
the tornado sirens going off, so we know there's a tornado in the area. We're trying to keep the kids safe, so we're like locking them in the basement bathroom, so if the house falls in on itself, they're safe. Meanwhile, my husband and I literally are watching just inches of water pour in from the outside of our house and trying to like protect the computer and pull up pictures, and like we're trying to get all these towels in the house down. And at one point I was like, Casey, mommy has to go upstairs. And he's like, there's a tornado. And I'm like, but the basement is flooding. And it's like, how
it's
do you
like there's-
prioritize?
We can't be picky right now. That's the...
Mommy's Mac is about to go under, baby.
Do you know
Mommy's
how
gotta
much
go
these things
upstairs.
cost? I feel like I'm quite terrified of weather in general, and it is a very powerful, scary thing, especially like flooding, like flash flooding, like what you guys were dealing with. It happens so fast you can't do anything.
You can't do any, and there's nothing.
It's just like
it's
you said,
so
you just
helpless.
watch it happen.
I was like sweating. We were all running. We seriously used every blanket, towel. At one point, we were just grabbing clothes out of our drawers to try to soak up some of this water because water just spreads so fast, and our basement is finished.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's a really nice basement.
the only option here is, well, you're just gonna have to let it flood and then call your insurance company and spend the next 4 months remodeling your basement, like ripping everything up.
You guys have time for that, right?
Oh Lord,
It's
help
perfect.
me! It was so much work. So we really apologize.
It was
that
just
was
a
a
crazy
long-winded
week.
story
Yeah.
about why, and then we tried to get together again later. It's a whole thing.
It was my mom's birthday this weekend.
We're doing our best, guys.
Life is preventing us from fangirling, and it's not making us happy.
I know.
Although I'm not blaming my mom. Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy
we had a
birthday-
lovely
happy
time
birthday,
for her
Marilyn.
birthday, but we were busy.
And
so.
just so you know, I hope we did have a few people write and be like, hey, missed hearing you this week, or whatever. We thought about you guys.
We talked about it a
honestly
lot.
did. We tried to write you all emails back to everybody who responded and commented, and
we tried
you
so
kept
hard
us
to
going.
get together.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, keep the emails coming.
I know. There's nothing better than getting emails from you all.
Yeah.
I have one more reassess. I
Okay.
messed up in our last podcast about the greatest ultimate OST. I said there's a song Hero from It's Okay That's Love, one of my favorite songs. And I said it's sang by the group Loma Vista. Mm-hmm. That's incorrect. That is the name of the album. I apologize. The band name is Family of the Year.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like I wanted to correct that. I knew that.
But
I just got overwhelmed
Yes.
with like spitting out the song that I absolutely love.
And we were
So-
dealing with a lot of titles and artists, and it's
Yeah.
understandable, Becca.
So
we forgive you.
I'm really sorry,
we
guys.
forgive you.
Miane.
You've made it okay.
Miane.
You've made it okay.
All right, so are we just gonna jump in? Let's do
Yeah,
it.
let's do it.
Today, it might not be like the longest episode ever, but we're gonna do this anyway. We had a listener request. Thank you, Chris, on Twitter.
Yes.
We think you're so funny. Who said, would you guys ever consider putting together like a K-pop supergroup?
Of course we would.
So the
Of
best
course.
of the best. And we didn't know how to do this because if we were to select them ourselves, I feel like it would just be our inside perspective. And there's so many great groups out there that we are sadly lacking knowledge of.
Which, yeah, I keep thinking to myself, maybe this week I'm just going to pick a group that I haven't listened to that people really love, and I'm just going to go all in. But, that is hard. Anybody who is a fan of K-pop knows it's kind of a huge commitment. And I was thinking that today, some of my favorite bands, American or whatever bands, I don't know the names of the people in those bands.
No.
I don't put any effort into knowing anything about them.
I know nothing about them.
Like, Vampire Weekend is one of my favorite bands. I know the lead singer's name. I know there's like maybe 2 people named Chris.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like, and Rostam, and then he left. I mean, like, I barely know anything about them. They're great. I love their music, but I don't commit to it the way that I do with K-pop because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
It goes so far beyond the music.
Right. I love this. I'm so excited. Also, we should mention we did go out again today. I think we said we're out. We got dinner.
Yeah.
So if you hear background music and stuff, I tried to minimize it. I don't think it's that loud.
No,
but
it'll be all right.
Much different atmosphere than our first podcast we did outdoors.
A little chiller,
It
calmer.
was. These were listening to like 90s mood music.
Well, we had some Bone Thugs and Harmony. Becca's
Crossroads.
teaching me some.
Followed
like,
by I'm a Barbie Girl, which
What
I
is this,
haven't
like,
heard since I was in high school.
late 90s?
Yeah.
Is that when that came out?
It's just a very different
Is this Third Eye
atmosphere,
Blind?
so I'm excited
Yeah.
about where this is going. All right, so great suggestion, Chris. We're going to dig in. Basically what we did, we put up 8 categories on Twitter and asked you guys to vote. How I did my research, I just Googled who are the best K-pop leaders in history of boy bands. We're
Right.
only doing boy bands this time. We will do a girl, we promise, at some point, do a girl group.
I'm going to try, guys. Even thinking about it stresses me out, but
Yeah, we're going to try. So
we can do it.
I got my results from Google. So I put 4 people in each category, and then we let you guys vote. So we're familiar with almost everybody, but there are a few where I was like, I don't know that much about them, and I'm interested to know why people voted this way.
Good turnout with the voting, too. Lots of people voted.
Let's jump in, because the first category especially, people came out to represent. So first category, if you had to pick a K-pop supergroup, who would you pick as your leader?
I'm trying to remember who I voted for.
Our contenders were JB from GOT7.
Oh, obviously.
Suho from EXO.
Mm-hmm.
G-Dragon from Big Bang. And then Eric from Shinhwa.
Oh, yeah. This was overwhelming.
So what surprised me is G-Dragon and JB got off to a great start.
Yeah.
And I seriously went to bed thinking they're going to win hands down. It's not even close.
Right.
I woke up the next day. When I went to bed, there were 60 votes. This is the great thing about Twitter and this genre, this niche, if you will, of our podcast. We get people who listen from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
So when I woke up, we had over 200 new votes overnight, and they were all for Eric of Shinhwa.
That's amazing.
Shinhwa fans came out of nowhere and just ran away with this.
Which is awesome because they're an older group. Mm-hmm. They've been around a long time. They're
20
kinda like
years.
a staple.
Yeah.
So they're like first generation K-pop, right? 'Cause
I
they're
would
called
assume they are
Big
first
Band.
Yeah.
Big Band.
He's
Big
like the
Bang.
same age as Psy. I mean, they're like
Eric
first.
Moon is?
Yeah, he's almost 40.
Dang.
Yeah.
He has aged gracefully.
Beautifully.
Yeah. Way better than I am.
I swear we're not monsters.
Hey, he's older than us. I think it's fine if he's older than us.
So all I have to say is great choice,
Yeah.
guys.
Do you remember who you voted for?
I actually voted for Eric.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think even though I loved all of these options are excellent, and I have a special place in my heart for JB, I think I picked G-Dragon.
Really?
Because I feel like he is just an icon. I feel like he was the first leader I was introduced to as a K-pop group leader. And so he's like the gold standard for me.
I get that. I definitely picked Eric. Here's what I gotta say. This is what makes me think he's a phenomenal human being and would be a great leader. So he's one of the idol turned actors. He's in another Oh Young. He's in a couple other shows, Discovery of Romance. He did a show called Wolf. Do you remember this with Han Ji-min?
No.
So they aired 3 episodes. While they were shooting the 4th episode, there was supposed to be this scene where a car was driving directly at them, and he was supposed to like grab her and roll out of the way. And there was like a miscommunication between the director and the stunt director and the stunt car driver, and this car hit them at 25 miles an hour. And he did the classic, like, fling yourself at the girl and roll out of the way of the car. The car hit them. They ended up airborne. And this would have been the 4th episode. The show was canceled because they were both injured so badly. They both had spinal damage.
Oh my God.
And so I was looking up today because it happened a while ago. So the official like statement from the agency was Eric embraced Han Ji-min and protected her until the end. Even after impact, they were told not to move because of the severity of the crash, and he remained calm and continued to reassure the actress everything would be okay. They were even laughing at one point and whispering to each other despite suffering severe spinal and ankle damage.
Oh, good God.
So after I read that story, I think this was like right after another Oh Hae-young came out, I was like, he has to be like the perfect human ever.
Talk about cool under pressure.
Right? So yeah, Shinhwa fans.
I like have a panic attack if I'm trying to go down an aisle at the grocery store and there are too many people in the aisle. Moral of the story, I should not be the leader of anything. That's incredible.
I just think people did a great job. Wow. So I do feel the need to say, with all these people that we let everybody vote on, I wanted to point out who their agencies are because I wanted to try to get a good grasp of what agencies are well represented here. Mm-hmm. So Shinhwa was launched by SM. Megan just nailed her funny bone on the table.
I'm okay. I'm good.
More turtle cheesecake makes everything better.
I'm just eating.
So they were launched by SM Entertainment. Now they're managed by Shinhwa Entertainment. Big surprise.
God,
when you're around
so
for 20 years, you can do whatever you want to do.
That's incredible.
All right, next category. I need you to kick in a lot here because I feel like this is your guy. So next category is rapper.
Oh, easy.
Our contenders were Minho from Winner, Top from Big Bang.
These are all great options.
Zico from Block B, and Ilhoon from BTOB.
Mm-hmm.
Winner by 39% of the votes was Minho from Winner.
Which I didn't vote for Minho. I love him. I love Winner. But I voted for Top. Again, man, I just picked Big Bang, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my argument for Top. He is so experimental and bizarre. I feel like he's just in a league of his own. And that is the kind of K-pop band I would want.
Right.
It's kind of like out there and different. But I will say about Minho, he is kind of the complete package because he's a really good rapper. I mean, okay, look, I'm not a rapper.
I don't know. Looked at Minho?
He is
but I mean, have you looked
handsome.
at Top?
I know, seriously. Man, the rappers
Sophie's
are always the
choice,
hotties,
man.
dude. I'm telling you.
Both represented by YG.
YG Entertainment.
YG pimps out these rappers like
I guess
nothing.
so. But Minho also, and we talked about how much we love Top's singing voice, but Minho also has a really beautiful singing voice. And it's really like low and dusky and sensual. And I'm sorry I just said sensual. But you know what I mean. It's really unique and it's really pretty. And yeah, they're both great. I feel like you can't go wrong. I'm sure I voted for Top because I'm a Top girl forever.
Top did get second with 24% of the votes.
But
so it was kind of close, I guess, kind of.
Excuse me.
We're having a real K-drama moment where Megan's fighting
like,
indigestion.
Look away.
Is this where I tell you to slow down or you're going to get indigestion?
You need to go buy me medicine.
At the pharmacy.
Yeah, and then come back and I'll be like wasted or something. Then you need to go buy me hangover medicine. But yeah, Minho, I feel like he's just very talented.
If you haven't, I know we've recommended it before, go look up Body, the music video by Minho. It's baby-making music.
And make sure you have a little time to enjoy it. It is something you should definitely watch more than once in a row.
Keep a bottle of cold water with you.
Oh, Minho is actually my ringtone. We've mentioned this before too, but I bought the beginning of Empty. That's the moment where you hear his singing voice, and it's distorted by some effect to make it kind of sound like it's on a phone. But yeah, his voice is just hypnotizing.
I love it.
I do too. He's a worthy winner.
Thank you for voting, everybody.
No pun intended. Worthy winner.
Winner. The winner puns are endless on this podcast.
They're so easy.
So again, he's represented by YG. So we've got SM and YG both represented now. All right, Vocalist was our next category. We had, I'm going to say some of these names wrong, and I apologize because I'm not familiar with almost anybody in this category. So Kyohyun from Super Junior.
Huh?
Here.
I want to say real quick, the thing about The thing about Super Junior and EXO, two bands whose music I really love, and I've got tons of their music, I feel like my limit is 7 people before I'm like, I can't deal with all these people. And I don't even know how many people are in EXO or Super Junior, but I feel like
so many
there's
people
just like
in
a
Super
couple
Junior.
extra people that I
I
can't commit to them because I know I don't have enough love for like 10 people right now.
So then we have Jonghyun from, is it Shine?
Shiny.
All right.
The girls, my high school friends from church, I called it Shinny or something, and they laughed at me so hard. And it was like the most bullied I've ever felt.
We might want to mention they're all like 10 years younger than Megan.
Oh, they're like
easily.
They're like 15 tops now, and that was when they were like 12.
So here's the thing. I did research. Obviously, my name is Becca, and that's what I do. So I looked up the way to pronounce all these names and stuff, and they were all over the place. Some people said Shinny.
Oh, really?
A lot of people said Shine, and some people said Shiny. So I'm not that familiar with their music.
Well, now
I
you have
think
me
I listened to a song
questioning you.
called like Pentagon or something, and I liked it a lot.
They have great songs.
But I'm, again, not that familiar. So then we had Dio from EXO, and then Yosub from Highlight.
I love Highlight.
And
My boyfriend's in Highlight.
well, Dio ended up running
Again,
away with this category.
An excellent choice.
He's just like the cutest little person ever.
He has a really incredible voice.
So
it's
I
a
wrote
very
down
powerful voice.
some of the comments that we got. So somebody wrote, his dorky little squishy face always makes me crazy. Somebody else wrote, he is a blessing to K-pop. And then the third person wrote, the greatest idol turned actor in history. Now, I don't know if in history is the right sentiment here, but I loved him, and It's Okay, That's Love.
I feel like
I loved him in that show.
No matter what, you got to give him props because he picks really interesting roles. He doesn't do the like love interest or romantic comedy because he did that crazy part in It's Okay, That's Love, which is an amazing role.
He's an invisible friend. He's an invisible character.
He plays like a serial killer in oh my god, Soeunguk show I think it's called Monster. And he's so scary and good.
I can see him being really good in that role.
He's
because
great.
He seems really friendly, but I think he's
He
like an
seems
introvert in real life.
Very intense. He seems very intense.
I can see how I would not be able to read him.
Oh, you guys, Ace of Base is playing. I just had to say.
Ace of Base was my first album I ever bought for myself.
Becca. It's the first CD my mom let me pick out, and she purchased it for me. But it is the first CD my mom let me pick out.
Wow, friends.
We are meant to be.
Ace of Base is the missing
probably
link
like
in
you,
every
me, and like
relationship.
every other 90s.
I think it was this one in Jagged Little Pill. I mean.
Oh my god, I had that on cassette. And my dad explained to me that Mary Jane means marijuana. And I was shook.
So anyway, Dio ran away with 32% of the votes.
I think I might have voted for Dio.
I think I did also.
I can't remember.
Yes. Again, Dio, managed by SM.
That's right.
You'd be surprised. A lot of these people are managed by SM.
Super Junior is too, right?
I believe so. Yes. All right. So next category. Also, I should have said this up front. I'm sorry that I didn't. We mentioned in our last podcast when we teased this, we did not put any BTS members in these polls. Number one, they're so on fire right now.
And we're too obsessed with them.
Everywhere. Number two, it's impossible for Megan and I to separate ourselves. We would be so biased.
We're so biased.
Number three, we already think they're a super group, and my biggest fear is they're so on fire right now that if I put a BTS member in each of these categories, they would just run away with the votes, and then we'd just end up with BTS, and that was my fear. So we wanted to give a voice to the other groups out there because there's so many amazing K-pop groups.
It was a really good choice.
Okay.
I think
Don't hate me, guys, if you're wondering why there are no BTS members.
do I always just want to sit here and talk about BTS? Absolutely. Is it healthy for me to do that? No. This is good. This is a good thing to do.
All right. So next category was the main dancer.
Oh, I know who I voted for.
Main
in this.
dancer.
Although, again, very difficult category.
There's some
Actually, you know what? I know who I voted for,
competition.
but this was really tough.
All right. So I had Kai from EXO, great dancer. Taemin from SHINee. Taeyang from Big Bang, and then Yukwon from Block B. Now, Block B, I love the song Toy. I'm not that familiar with their other works.
I love the song Toy and a number of their other songs, but they have a subunit that's like two of the singers and then one of the rappers, P.O., called Bastars. Mm-hmm. I love them.
Well, I had to look up some of their choreography to see how well Yukwon dances, and I was like, oh,
amazing.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
I get
see
it.
you. Who did you vote for?
I voted for Taeyang from Big Bang,
which is very
because
worthy.
have you guys seen Ice Nose Lips? I'm sorry, he
girl.
doesn't even really dance that much in that music video,
And
it's just a visual.
I feel
it's
like
a visual appeal.
all these younger guys learn to dance by watching Taeyang. That's how I feel. It's
yeah.
like you can't even. Okay, I'm gonna tell you now. I didn't pick him. I think Taemin is an international treasure. I love him more than anything. And honestly, if you wanted me to create my own K-pop supergroup, it would just be Taemin. I don't know if he can rap. We'd figure it out. I would just pick him. I think he's amazing. I do want to say about Kai though. He was
attractive.
He was also, oh god, yeah. And he was like one of the hooks for me into K-pop in general.
Really?
I saw the Call Me Baby video.
I am learning
and he
things.
starts off in that video.
Yeah.
I think I told my friend it's the best use of a sucker in a music video ever.
Also, can we go off on a small tangent here?
Always.
What is up with South Korean idols and suckers, particularly men? They are every single photo shoot. A man is sucking on a sucker. I just don't get it. Is it like the schoolgirl thing for men, but it's supposed to do it for women? I just don't get it.
Huh.
Man eating a sucker doesn't do anything for me. And don't think I'm exaggerating. If you have an idol in mind or even an actor in mind, just Google their name and sucker photo shoot. I guarantee you there's a photo shoot where they were eating a sucker. I just don't get it.
It doesn't do anything for you?
Not really.
Huh.
No. It must do something for you.
It doesn't bother me. I do not hate it.
My kids are so obsessed with suckers. When I see an
It's
adult
the
man,
sucker industry owns K-pop, and they're just trying to convince us to buy
that's
suckers,
what it
which it
is.
works because today I was looking at a picture, and I was like, man, I could go for a sucker right now. And you know what I never have? Suckers. Ever.
You know what I think every time I see a picture is that's gonna ruin your teeth. Like,
That's
what does
true.
your dentist say about that?
True. Maybe they're sugar-free. They're all prop suckers.
I don't know, Megan. Again, we aren't going to see eye to eye on this one. It's fine.
I'm okay with it.
You know what, though? Anybody listening, if you want to find a photo of an actor or idol sucking on a sucker to prove me wrong,
Okay,
to maybe
wait.
stir the fire within,
So
please share. I would like to see the appeal.
there is a scene in Blood, Sweat, and Tears where Jungkook is eating a sucker.
Yes.
And it's so funny because it is, objectively speaking, sexy.
When is the last time you
he's
saw a
being-
grown man in the wild eating a sucker?
Okay, that is a good question. I don't have that answer for you. But in this video when he's eating it, he's like very seductive and sexy. And then in the behind the scenes, you're right. It's in real life, it's not sexy at all. He's just like rubbing it on his tongue until his tongue is green. And then he's like, look, everybody, my tongue is green. So I feel like it can be produced to be made sexy, but as an actual concept, it really is just like, God, why are your lips blue?
This reminds me of, we're so getting on a small tangent here.
Whatever.
RM drinking the green liquid in Blood, Sweat, and
it's the
Tears.
same scene,
It's
I
the
think.
sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But when you watch the behind the scenes, as soon as like he takes a sip and the camera cuts, he starts choking on it. It's so not
If you
sexy.
haven't watched the making of the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video, you definitely should.
You're gonna want to check it out. It's gonna
great.
make your week.
Yeah.
So anyway, spoiler: Taemin ran away with this category.
He's amazing.
50% of the votes.
Anybody out there who's not sure that this is a good result, you got to go look at Drip Drop. Go watch Drip Drop.
All right, at one of our first episodes ever, Megan said if she had to live in
Inside a
any
music video.
she picked Drip Drop. by
He's such a
Taemin.
good dancer. I would sit in the desert and watch him dance forever, for
We just
eternity.
joked in the podcast about how he'd be stuck in a dry heat
It would be
area.
worth it. It would be totally worth it. Also, I hear in dry heat your allergies aren't as bad. So
Well, amen, girl. Let's both go there.
I'm coming for you, Taemin.
You want to know what? Guess what? They're managed by SM.
God, really? Which
I'm
is funny
telling you,
because
guys.
I feel like in general, I am less biased toward SM groups. Not for any specific reason. I just tend to really like JYP and YG groups.
That's what I always thought.
But I guess not.
SM runs away with this whole thing. So here we go. Next category. The main visual of our K-pop group. The contenders were Mark from GOT7, Siwon from Super Junior, one of Megan's favorites.
It's a handsome man.
L from, is it Infinite?
Yes.
All right.
He's great too.
And then Minho from SHINee.
Yes.
And Mark took this one
That
easily.
kind of surprises me. And it's not because...
Oh, I'm sorry, Megan. What did you
Oh,
say
look,
about Mark?
Listen, I know he's your type. We already determined
If
we
you
don't
guys
have the
listen
same
to our
type.
Got7 podcast,
Becca
you will remember that I went to the
loves
Got7 show
Mark.
with no Got7 bias or
Nope.
bias wrecker, and I left with Mark in my heart,
Full on Mark.
Mark in both of my eyes,
And I
Mark
really...
tattooed on my wrist.
Literally, we went and she got a tattoo
I-
as we left.
I got to touch Mark.
I said that as a joke. Everyone, she didn't really
I
get
didn't
a
really
Mark
get a tattoo. Yeah.
I feel like people, the way that we just said that and didn't correct it, people would be like, "Do you know Becca has a Mark tattoo? She's crazy."
So tell me, Megan, what do you have against my sweet Mark?
Nothing at all. He's just not my type.
I'm going to be honest.
I think he's handsome. For sure, I think he's handsome.
If you put him in a room with Siwon and myself, number one, I would die. Number two, I would probably pick Siwon, and I love Mark. Siwon is just a visual.
He is a great looking
feast.
guy. Man, and I want him, I want him specifically in the She Was Pretty era.
Oh
Siwon,
my
Because I
gosh.
just, the way they styled him was just perfect.
That little beanie
Oh my God, the
is
leather
so
jacket all the time.
attractive.
And he had just a little bit of scruff on his chin.
Yep.
He was so hot. Yeah, he's our age. He's my age, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, not every day I have somebody who's the same age as me. They're either way older or way younger. This
Well,
is
here
really
you go.
exciting.
Siwon is your guy.
Yeah.
But Mark is our winner here in this category.
he's a worthy winner. He's
So-
a great guy.
To everybody who voted, I say 감사합니다.
Yeah,
'cause
this was
I
a
could not
good-
agree more with you. But who'd you vote for? Did you vote for Siwon?
Oh, of course.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Of course I did.
All right. Mark, managed by JYP.
JYP.
Yes. All right. Here's the next category, and this is where Becca messed up, and I'm totally admitting my faults here. I did a poll on if you had to pick a writer, so a composer for your group,
That's right.
and I accidentally deleted the results. Not only did I delete results, I didn't get a screenshot like I did for the other groups, so I don't even remember who I had as a
I
contender.
don't think I voted on this one. I think I missed it.
Well, the winner was, and I'm gonna say, hang on, I YouTubed this 3 times today. I would pronounce it Woozi. It's WOOZI from 17. The actual way you pronounce his name is Oji.
Really?
Oji. The W is, there's not
I would
really a
definitely say
sign.
that wrong.
Oji. So
So
yeah.
17, here's another group that I've heard some of their songs, and they are great.
they are phenomenal.
But guys, 17 people.
it's a lot.
It's I respect it. I'm here for it. I don't think that my little tiny pea brain can handle 17 people.
Well, I wrote down, we actually got a lot of feedback on this one, so I'm going to read some of the comments.
Okay.
So this one woman said, I assume it's a woman. I didn't write down gender. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so gender specific and just jump to woman. It could have been a man.
Well, I understand.
My
I assumed
apologies.
to.
My apologies. This person wrote, I love Uji so freaking much. Grab some snacks and get comfy because I'm going to list the thousands of reasons why. First off, he looks like Suga from BTS. Absolutely
Oh,
true.
Becca, you do show me a picture.
Absolutely
of him.
true.
I remember this.
Fun fact, Sugar Jr. here, that's what he or she called him, composes all of 17's music and has been known to fall asleep in front of his computer, which I
Wow.
think is the cutest thing ever. I did Google that fact, though. Not correct completely. He didn't compose all of their music, but he does compose most of it.
Which in itself is very impressive.
Very impressive. Second, he's always in front of the group because he's so darn small.
Is he?
Oh, he's so short.
Really?
And then he or she put, seriously, he may be the love child of Jimin and Suga.
Oh,
He has
God.
both of their qualities wrapped into one tiny potato
So
package.
he's a perfect human? Oh my God. Are you trying to kill us?
If 17 somehow happens to fail, he blames himself for the group's shortcomings. No pun intended, because he's short. Uji needs to calm down with his cuteness and let me live. That's what they wrote. And I
God,
think it's the
that is
cutest
the most
fan comment
relatable thing ever.
New group here, never heard of them. Managed by Pledis Entertainment.
Okay.
Never
I've seen
heard
it written,
of that
but
entertainment company.
Yeah.
So, all right, last category. The Maknae. Every group has to have a younger member.
Who did
This
I
is
pick?
tricky because
Oh, this one's easy for me.
I mean, this one was easy for me.
Again, I said that, and you're all like, "Oh, she's gonna pick Jungkook." He wasn't an option.
He wasn't in.
So I didn't.
Jungkook was not an
so you
option
think
here.
you know me, but you don't.
So our contenders were I Am from Monsta X, which a couple of our Twitter followers are obsessed with Monsta X.
They're great.
So I have never heard of them.
That's on my short list of groups to get.
Started looking
with.
them up this week and have been blown. They've been getting me through cleaning up my basement, putting on some Monsta X. So.
Aww.
Thank you for sharing the love, everybody. Seehyun from EXO, Sungri from Big Bang, and then Taemin from SHINee.
I lied to you. I voted for Taemin again.
You guys all know, if you listen ever, Sungri and
That's who I thought I would have picked.
He pierces my soul. I love him so much.
Becca, actually, are you going to mention the video you sent me today?
All right, so,
Because that's the perfect example of why he's the best Maknae.
I had 5 minutes, and I was trying to look up how to pronounce Uji, Woozy, however you say it, and I hope I'm saying it right. And one of the recommended videos on YouTube was groups saving each other from things happening. And at the very end of it was this great clip that Megan and I loved when we were in our Big Bang phase, where Sungri is singing on stage with Big Bang, and these fireworks are about to go, these pyrotechnics are about to go off in front of the stage. And Daesung is hanging over the stage. So you can see Sungri sprint across the stage, grab him and pull him back. And half a second later, these pyrotechnics go off and they would have nailed Daesung in the face.
And you see Daesung's like, oh my God. He has this moment of, oh my God.
It's one of my favorite things ever. Number one, because there's a blonde top in the video with this sweet cane. And you cannot go wrong.
You cannot.
And it's just so heroic looking of Sungri. But if you guys don't know anything about Big Bang, Sungri actually at a show, I think he's so cognizant of the pyrotechnics because he did that. He was leaning over the stage, I think it was in Japan, and one went off and it nailed him.
That's so scary.
And they had to carry him off the stage. They had to bring him to the hospital. He ended up really hurting his ankle. It burned him. And so, yeah, he just was very cognizant of it and saved Daesung from it. So
I think when we did our Big Bang episode, we talked about how he seems like he could be a CEO of a company.
He could do anything.
And I feel like that's part of it, is he just always seems to know what's going on. He has a great personality and he can really play the camera and he can really play the crowd. But the whole time you're like, this guy is working. This guy is never
off.
quits. No.
Yeah.
He is always completely working and 100% committed to whatever he's doing.
Also, do you remember when he looked us in the eyes at the Big Bang show?
It's burned into my retinas.
I know we mentioned it so much.
When I close my eyes,
care.
I don't see black. I just see
Sungri's
eyes
looking
staring back at
us.
me. It was great.
Oh, bring me back. That was the greatest moment of my life.
Honestly, yeah, if I could relive a moment in my life, it might be the Big Bang concert.
It was amazing. Unfortunately, he did not win this competition. Neither did Taemin.
Guys, what's with everybody not loving Taemin?
It was Seehun from EXO.
Which I think seems like a great answer. Again, I'm not super familiar with the members of EXO. I feel like I know EXO's music really well, but when you start to break it down member by member, I haven't jumped into the pool yet.
Well, funny thing, guys, managed by SM. So if you've been keeping track, at least 4 of our winners here.
It was like Eric's the only
4
one.
of 7 are managed by SM. Which is funny because the last category was management company.
I thought that this was in
JYP.
There.
We had SM, YG, JYP, and Big Hit. And JYP ran away with it. 63% of the votes.
Do you know, I have a theory about that.
The only person who won in any of these polls was Mark from JYP.
Mark did win.
That's it.
I feel like the reason they won is because of JYP himself. Because he's such an engaging person. I feel like he's more visible than a lot of the CEOs of the companies because he's a former, or not even a former, he's an active musician.
Right.
And YG was like a former star. And I don't know anything about the people behind SM.
I don't either.
And Big Hit is like a bunch of producers. But JYP is such a personality and he's really out there. So I feel like I picked that even just based on like recognition of like, oh yeah, JYP is so fun and cool.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I think I picked YG. I was one of the few. They only got 13% of the votes.
Really?
Yeah. And I love 2NE1. I love Big Bang. I love Blackpink.
Winner.
I love Winner.
Icon.
Icon. I am a YG girl, I think.
We were kind of like introduced to K-pop through the YG machine because I feel like we started with Big Bang and then a lot of what we've came across was through like, oh, here's another group under their label, and we kind of entered that way. Although I've said many times, Red Velvet is my favorite girl group in their SM.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I need to look these all up.
That's another one where I need to learn all the members. I love their music, and I don't know anything about the members.
All right, guys. So if you're keeping track, let's review really quick. Voted on by you, our amazing listeners.
This is the ultimate K-pop
This is,
supergroup.
according to you, the ultimate K-pop supergroup, managed by JYP.
Managed by JYP.
Our leader, Eric. Our rapper, Minho. Our vocalist, Dio. All right, I'm loving this group,
This is a good group
already. Our main dancer, Taemin.
Yes, please.
Our main visual, Mark.
All right.
And our main writer, Uji. And then our Maknae is Sehyun from EXO. That is one attractive supergroup.
I would love to see them in concert.
Honestly, so I put together a graphic of all their pictures, and I think I sent it to you. Just looking at the graphic, I was trying to think if this was a legitimate supergroup, what would they even sing? Number one, would it be more rap? Would it be more ballad? Like, would it just be a combination? Would it be poppy? I have no clue.
That is the beauty of it, is their music of like the individual groups are all so different.
Yes.
It would
But
be
then,
weird to say.
Because we always end up here, I'm trying to think, who would be my bias?
Oh.
Don't make me choose, ladies and gentlemen. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's rough.
How could you choose
It's
in this
between
group?
Minho and Taemin for me.
See, it would be Minho, Mark, Eric.
It would be Minho until Taemin started dancing, and then I'd be like, I'll do anything for you. Have you watched him dance?
It's so good.
Oh my God.
I have watched him dance. I
He's
just
also-
picture you with, you're like, I would live in the dry heat music video to watch
yes,
you dance.
Yes, I stand by it. Now, months later, I won't change my. Changed my answer in that episode because Becca reminded me that I wanted to live in serendipity, and I do stand by that.
I love that. So it's great. I think that's a great super group. I'm really appreciative for
good
everybody
job,
that wrote
everybody.
in.
That's awesome.
So
we have a listener who I feel like we've become good friends with, and we email like once a week. Her name is Kara.
hi,
And
Kara.
we love talking to her, and she had a really lovely request for a game. So years ago now, and by that I mean months, we did a game of it's our version of Marry, Boff, Kill, and it's called Piggyback Ride, Fall Asleep on the Bus, or Trip and Accidentally Kiss. So I'm going to give Becca three options, and then she's going to decide who she wants to get a piggyback ride from, who she wants to fall asleep on the bus, and who she wants to trip and accidentally kiss.
Why am I all of a sudden really nervous?
'Cause
You're
these are
looking at
hard.
me like you're
These
a
are hard.
predator.
Well, there's going to be a little twist to the game.
Oh no, Kara, how could you?
So Kara suggested we do our like top 3 characters, or like, I wonder if she meant characters or actors. So I took the actors from our top 3 dramas that we talked about in our one of our early podcasts, and I would say let's do characters. I think that's funnier.
Okay, let's do it.
So you need to tell me.
No, I am
Piggyback?
Guys, I am so nervous.
You should be.
I'm gonna have
this
indigestion.
serious.
I just
You
ate like
can't
a
take
whole
this
turtle
back.
cheesecake here.
You can't take this back. That should be one of them. Have someone buy indigestion medicine for you. So
It's a very realistic thing in my life.
that's the beauty of K-dramas. They feel like real life sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So Becca, who would
Yes.
you piggyback ride, fall asleep on the bus, trip and accidentally kiss out of? Eric Moon, Kim Soo-yeon, and Ha Suk-jin. And why?
So the actors.
No,
Or the characters.
I said the actors' names, but let's say the characters. So of
from
Eric
Another
Moon
Hoi
from
Young.
Another Hoi Young. Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Kim
My Love
Soo-yeon
from
from
Another
Another
Star.
Star, and then 1% of something. The Friends theme song is playing at this spot right now.
I hope you guys can hear this random 90s music that
That
we've
makes
been
me so
subjected
happy.
to. Next time I'm going to come when we do a podcast somewhere and just pump the jukebox full
Yeah,
of
we're
songs
just going
that we
crazy.
know.
I know a jukebox in this area that has a 21 song.
Ooh,
I know where the one K-pop song is in the jukebox.
we'll
right
take
now.
it. All right, first off, guys, I thought we were friends. Clearly we're not, because this is a very difficult decision for me. All right, I think Trip and Act. I don't even know where to start because they're so
All such good options.
good. I get to touch them in all of these. All right. I think Kim Soo-hyun I'd have to fall asleep on the bus. Because he's tall, but very thin. Also,
and he's an alien.
he's crazy attractive. Not that the other two are not, because they are. But he's so tall and thin, and he's younger than me. I think I would just feel like an Ajima in front of him.
But this is the character.
Still, even though he's like a 400-year-old alien, he
With
looks like
super strength.
He looks like he's 21. So I would
he
fall
does look
asleep on the bus. And that way,
That's
you
a
know
good
what? I used to have like kind of like panic attacks when I went to college because I think all the changes were happening so fast.
It's
and I'd
very
move away from my
stressful.
family.
Yeah.
And when my family would come pick me up for like holidays, they would drive home and I would always fall asleep because I studied a lot. I was a nerd in college. You should probably know that by now.
We both were.
But I would wake up in the car like in a panic attack of like, I don't know where I am. Like it would like freak me out that I would like, they'd pick me up and I'd fall asleep. So I think I might have that fear if I was in South Korea visiting and I didn't know where I was.
And you fell in love with an alien.
If he was an alien who had superhuman powers,
He could
I would
calm you.
I could just sleep for days. I would not care. He would
could
protect
probably
me.
like put an alien spell on you and help you sleep.
That sounds amazing.
I'm not gonna say no to that alien.
So yeah, I would fall asleep on the bus with him.
Okay. So you got a piggyback ride and you got a trip and accidentally kiss.
Here's the thing. I think they could both give me a piggyback ride. And I would absolutely touch lips with either one of those fine characters.
But the characters, so Eric Moon is like a very tsundere, right?
Very tsundere, very
cold.
quiet.
But so is Ha-seok Jin's character, isn't he?
No, he's like
jerk.
aggressive.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah, he's aggressive. I think I would. Am I drunk in this piggyback ride? Or do I
guess.
get?
I mean, probably.
Do I get hurt?
You're either drunk or you've hurt your ankle.
Or am I drunk and I got
I
hurt
feel like
because
you're
I'm
drunk and then you fell and hurt your ankle.
I think I would be drunk and get a piggyback ride from Eric Moon because even an introvert like himself and being tsundere, I could joke about it being drunk. It wouldn't make me self-conscious. So
You feel more comfortable.
I'd feel very comfortable getting a piggyback ride from him. Ha-seok Jin, man. I would do just about anything with that guy. So sure, let's trip and accidentally kiss him.
I feel like that show.
Oh, and the kisses in that show.
Are
Have
extra
y'all
steamy.
Googled that yet? Please. Why did I just
I
say
have.
y'all? I'm not from the South. Please
That's how
go
excited she
look
is.
up. Go watch 1% of Something on Drama Fever. He is so manly, so attractive, and he just dominates. Like, he dominates in a way that, like, I don't see other characters in K-dramas dominate kisses. He just takes control. At one point, spoiler, if you don't want to hear, turn it off. I'm going to talk about this for a few minutes.
This is a big deal.
There is a scene where the lead, who's a very beautiful woman, has to stay at his house because her house has been burglarized. And he obviously cares about her very much. So she's sitting on the couch and she's furious at him. And he assumes that she's drunk. And she's like, I didn't even drink. I didn't drink at the bar we were just at. Like, I'm totally sober. And he's like, you're sober? And she's like, yeah. And she's like drinking a water. So he grabs the water from her hand, sets it on the coffee table, straddles her on the couch she's sitting on, and said, good, because I wanted to confess to you while you were sober. And then he kisses her like this amazing, fast, aggressive kiss. And then he gets up and he straightens his tie and he goes, this is too tempting. I'm going to go back to work. And then as he walks out of the room, he like looks back and he smiles. He goes, hold down the fort for me. And he just leaves. And it is a scene that like my head exploded. And I was like, I love every single thing about what just happened.
I feel like
it's
my
so out of the
temperature
blue.
just rose, even just hearing you tell that story.
It's so great. So I would absolutely accidentally kiss him because I think he would take it another step further.
Yeah, this wouldn't end in an open-eyed freeze frame.
No, this would end in...
It would escalate quickly.
It would escalate in a great
Excellent
way.
choice.
Thank you.
Well, even though I got time to prepare, which isn't fair, I took my 3 lead characters from my top 3 dramas. It'd be Ryu Junul from Reply 1988, So In-guk from Shopping King Louie, and Cha Sung-won from Greatest Love.
I'm curious where we're going with this,
I
Megan.
would definitely piggyback Cha Sung-won because I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, his character is so funny.
Doko Jin, he would hate it.
He would absolutely hate
and
getting
it
a
would
piggyback ride.
Yeah, it would be very funny. So I have to pick that for the comedy aspect of
Especially if you were drunk. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Great choice.
He would just be
Great
such a
choice.
jerk about it, but in the best way. I would fall asleep on the bus on Soinggu from Louis from Shopping King Louis because it would be the sweetest thing that literally ever happened ever.
I picture you both eating cotton candy while it
Yeah,
happens.
and he'd be like blushing and sweet and trying not to smile, and it would honestly kill me. I would die on that bus.
I rewatched part of Shopping King Louis the other day, and the way he says "bokshi," it's like my favorite thing
Oh,
ever.
I love him. I can't wait till he's in something.
I'm like sweating. It's
Yeah,
so
I know.
good.
And that leaves Jungwon and I to trip and accidentally kiss because, again, it'd be hilarious.
Also, that's
it
the
would
only
be an
way
open-eyed
you're
freeze
gonna
frame.
kiss that character because he's so darn stubborn. If you haven't heard Megan's meltdown from Reply 1988, go listen to like our first podcast ever.
really early.
Ugh.
He is one of the most fascinating and infuriating characters I've ever seen in a television
Written
show
so
ever.
beautifully,
And
it
brought-
should have ended
beautifully brought to
so
life.
much happier than it did.
And he took a character that in the first few episodes I detested, found horrible, and he turned it into a character that I'll never forget. I just love that character. What a beautiful person.
Megan, those are fantastic
So
answers.
I would love to trip and accidentally kiss him.
We should
accidentally.
I wonder how we could do this as a poll on Twitter. I would like to do this regularly
Ooh,
to
I feel
get
like
a
we'd have to do
feel of what
write-ins,
other people
yeah.
think.
Well, so I have one more thing for you.
okay.
So then Kara said, do like the top 3 actors. And then she was like, oh, and then you could do like your 3 top biases from BTS. So I was like, yeah, we could do BTS. Wouldn't that be easy? Here's the thing.
Oh no. You asked me who my top 3 were the other day. Is that what this
well,
is
I
for?
guessed it was Suga, Jimin, and then I didn't know. So I asked Becca.
Oh no, because
And-
I'm a fickle fan.
Well, so at the time you told me J-Hope, which is great because this is one of the only places where Becca and I overlap in anything. J-Hope is probably in my top 3 biases also.
Yes.
But otherwise they're different. But then I was like, why narrow it down to 3? When I can just come up with
Did you come
4
up with
more
7
scenarios.
categories? Look at Megan taking initiative
and make it
and being
much
creative
harder
as always.
for you to choose.
I am dying to know what the other categories are.
So they're all common things in K-dramas.
okay.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Becca,
Yes.
you've got Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook.
I'm sorry. Can you do the fan chant, please? Kim Nam.
No,
Jin-
I always
Jin
mess it
Suk
up.
Jin.
I always mess it up. I'm way too slow to do that fan chant. Okay, so piggyback ride,
Okay.
fall asleep on the bus,
Okay.
trip and accidentally kiss.
I got those.
Discover is your long lost brother.
Oh no.
Get amnesia and have to re-fall in love with.
Oh.
Go
what
to
a great
Subway
one.
with. Get stuck in a walk-in freezer with. All things that happen weirdly frequently
In all K-dramas.
in K-dramas.
All right. I'm just gonna. You might have to remind me of some of the categories, but there's
Okay.
2 that stuck out to me right away.
Go with your instincts.
All right. Discover my long lost brother V. What a
Okay.
fantastic long lost brother.
He'd be the best.
Oh, we'd do art all day.
Oh my God.
We'd have puppies. We'd go for walks and
I
picnics.
love
It would be
that.
the best. I just can't look at him as like a potential partner because he's so sweet and cute.
You love him too much in a different
And
way.
also, our friend Irene loves him.
And
so
Becca's very good
out
about
of respect for her.
Yeah.
Likewise, go to Subway with Jungkook, man. Number 1, I know how much you love him.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I just feel him like he's like that kid I'd babysit. Be like, you want to go to Subway? I want a kid's meal, and I'd be like, sure.
He would get a Go-Gurt or something.
He'd get a Go-Gurt and a banana milk and
Mm-hmm.
probably like a tuna sandwich, the 4-inch one for little kids.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be the best. All right. Now, the rest of these are really difficult.
Do you want to hear the remaining categories again?
So it was get amnesia and fall in love with all over again. And then obviously I know the other 3.
And get stuck in a refrigerated.
stuck in a refrigerated-
Or a walk-in freezer with.
All right. I'm going to go with my heart on this. I would get stuck in a walk-in freezer with Jin. Because together we would just eat whatever
Very
was
wise.
in the freezer.
Yes.
And it would, if we were going to die anyway, what a way to go.
Go crazy.
Eating and with Worldwide Handsome,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That is a good way to go.
Gosh. That's making death sound very appealing.
It's
All
not
right.
Jin. That's what Jin does.
I think I'd fall asleep on the bus with RM. Because
Oh my God.
I'd probably fall asleep listening to his theories about, and I mean this in the nicest way. We'd probably go into like some deep theory on something, probably some political cause,
Yeah.
and I would just be tired, and I would be so fascinated listening to
lulled
him talk.
into a peaceful
And he
slumber
has that
by
nice
his
deep
passionate
voice. Yes,
yeah.
I would just fall asleep in like the happiest way
That's
ever.
lovely.
So I would do that with him. All right, get amnesia and have to fall in love with all over again. Jimin, are you kidding me? Who would be better at trying to coax you into remembering why you fell in love with to begin with than Jimin?
Amen.
It would be like the Serendipity music video with a romance involved.
It would be like you already got the best love story ever, and then you got to do it again. Yeah.
What world did I save in a previous life to get this honor?
I hate to tell you this, but this isn't real. Don't get too attached.
Just come crashing back down into my reality.
Back.
All right. So I still have Trip and Accidentally Kiss. And Piggyback Ride.
And you're missing
Suga
and J-Hope.
And Hobie.
Hobie.
I would say I would break his back if he gave me a piggyback ride. He's so tiny. So
He also hates like physical labor, like anything physical. So I feel like he would really hate it.
He would really hate giving me piggyback ride. So I would trip and accidentally kiss Suga, preferably in his genius lab. Like I would trip on that.
The wheels are spinning on that suggestion.
It's a fanfic.
When he goes to open the door
to ride itself,
ring the doorbell to get into his office.
And then I would have Hobie give me a piggyback ride. Oh my gosh, what a happy piggyback ride!
Okay, I also am gonna pick J-Hope as a piggyback ride because that is the most fun ever. He Piggy would just start running everywhere and screaming.
It would be so loud and energetic and happy.
Yeah. He's wonderful.
I love that. And I feel like he'd be screaming like, look at my friend Becca. Like he would be so happy that you're doing it with it. I don't know. It'd be great.
My love for him grows tenfold every time I see or hear him do anything else. Also, of all the parts in every song, I feel like J-Hope's always my favorite part. Always.
I love that man.
Him.
You know what's funny is when we first found out about BTS, he was my least favorite person. Like I couldn't remember who he was at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And he's solidly my number 3 right now. Solidly.
I think he's, you know what? We need to do another BTS episode in a couple weeks when we've like done some other stuff because I could just talk about J-Hope for 35 minutes. So I would have picked him for piggyback. I would have picked, okay, bear with me. Get amnesia and have to re-fall in love with. I'd pick Suga. Because.
All right. That would have been my second choice.
It would be very dramatic. I feel like it would be so hard for him. Whereas Jimin, I almost picked Jimin because he's so romantic. Mm-hmm. But I feel like with Suga, it would be like so beautiful and tragic.
All right, I'm not kidding you. There is a fanfic.
Stop.
It's not even a dirty one, really. There is a fanfic.
You gotta send it to me now.
Write me and I'll send it to you.
You gotta send it to me.
But he's like a mafia leader.
And
she does.
There are a lot of mafia
Something
ones.
terrible happens to the lead, and she gets amnesia, and like her memory only goes back to a certain point. So she can remember that she's always liked him, but all that she remembers is that he like was just a jerk. And then of course after that point they had ended up kind of falling in love.
Yeah.
And so he has to like, it's this angsty drama about how he's like, you're better for not knowing me. Yes. So he tries to stay away from her.
Exactly what I
want. Angsty. It's everything Becca likes.
And it's funny because Becca and I just pointed out a couple days ago that in real life, I love drama. I'm like, tell me more.
Yes.
And she hates it.
I hate real life drama.
Like fiction or in shows or books. Becca's like, give me all the drama. And I'm like, no, I feel too much.
Yeah. Why are we
What's
like
wrong
this?
with us? I'm going to say go to Subway with Jin because I feel like you'd hate it.
Can you imagine?
I feel like he's not a picky eater, but I feel like he'd be like, what is this?
I can just hear him being like, this sweet onion teriyaki pairs well with this.
Yeah, exactly. It would either be like the finest, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too, thank you. It would either be the finest dining experience of my life because Jin would elevate everything about it, or he would be like,
is this food?
It would just be like, what is this? What's happening? Either way, it's going to be a delight.
I love this.
I think I would also pick Long Lost Brother V, and I think it's the same thing. I feel like connected to him on a very beautifully familial level.
Yes.
Where I want him to know me 100%, and I want to be very close to him, but in like a very pure and innocent and beautiful way.
Yes.
I'm going to say stuck in a walk-in freezer. I was going to say Jungkook.
Because he could probably pound his way through it and save you.
There are a few reasons. that I won't get into. So I was going to say RM because I feel like he'd accidentally get us out.
He would destroy it. He'd somehow start a fire in the freezer and you'd be just
and save
fine.
us. And you'd be like, oh, I didn't know that would work. And it would be great. And then I would say Trip and accidentally kiss Jungkook because I feel like it's all I could handle. It would be a wide-eyed freeze frame because he would be like, "What's happening?
There's a woman in this room with me.
Who is this strange older woman?" Then I'm missing
Jimin.
Which one did I not do? Oh, fall asleep on the bus. Obviously, the longest bus ride of my life.
Again,
I hope.
it might be another serendipity moment. Beautiful.
No matter what you do with Jimin, I feel like you're the happiest you've ever been. Isn't that just the way it is? I feel like he's like a comfort animal.
He's the best.
Like the equivalent of having this like perfect little creature that he's not a creature, but you know what I mean? Like this companion that loves you unconditionally and just makes you feel better by being
He's
there.
like a woodland creature in Snow White.
Yes.
Exactly. Where he's going to help you and he wants the best for you and somehow there's always magical singing and dancing involved.
There's nothing. It's like all just pure beauty.
I love all of this. Kara, great recommendation. We've gotten many, and I'm going to tell you all if you're listening, we are going to get to them. We're taking diligent notes on all the requests that we've been getting. We are getting to them one by one.
Oh, we got such a good one from Jennifer.
Yes.
That one was brilliant.
Jennifer.
Really recently.
It is coming. I do want to say we are doing an upcoming podcast topic that we need suggestions for because we want to make sure that we cover all of our bases. And somebody suggested that we do K-drama therapy.
Oh, what?
K-drama.
I don't think I heard this suggestion.
Oh, this is a great suggestion. K-drama and K-pop therapy. So things that you would regularly hear from other people that you're just sick of hearing.
Oh.
And you just want to get off your chest.
I thought you meant like when I'm depressed, what K-pop?
Oh, no,
K-drama.
no.
Doi.
Yeah. No. So an example would be something I hear often is, what are you so attracted to? These all look like girls.
That's like, how do you say to somebody like, that's actually offensive?
Right.
Like, why is it necessary to say stuff
To
like
point
that?
something out like that. So that is one example. I can think of many. Another example is like, why do you listen to this music when you don't even understand the language? I hear that all the time.
Believe it or not, that's part of the bonus.
That's part of the appeal.
Sometimes I don't want to know what anyone's saying.
Yeah. So if you have common things that your friends, family, online trolls are telling you.
Quick update, guys. Casey and JoJo is playing.
Casey and JoJo, All My Life is playing. This is really
This is the
bringing me
most
back
romantic
to like
song of all time.
my
7th
high
grade
school
dance.
homecoming. Sweeter than you, sweeter than you. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know. Yes. I'm dying to know what other people often hear.
God, I can think of a whole bunch that make me angry. Most of the time, you know what? I'm just gonna spoiler alert. I don't even bother to respond because you know what? You're the ones missing out.
Yes.
On this magic.
Your life could be a lot happier.
I tweeted this week. I feel sad for the people who give me crap about K-pop because they'll never know the heart-pounding excitement of waking up to find your favorite group has dyed their hair all new colors. That was like the most exciting day of my life this last week.
It's been great.
It's been a
been
nonstop
hard to
thrill
keep up
ride
with.
is what it's been. And I sound like I'm kidding. I am not kidding.
No, it's been really fun. And there's been a lot of theories about like wigs involved and it's
and
impossible to keep up with.
It's like a constantly evolving organism being a fan is sometimes.
So anyway, I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah, everybody, contact us.
We love it. We say it every time. We genuinely mean it. And
we find us.
We try to get back to all of you as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, and it's like the highlight of our week. Seriously, you want to talk about therapy. This is therapy for us in a big way.
Take us out, Megan.
We're on social media at Noona Business, at Twitter, at Noona Business on Facebook. We're on YouTube now. We have a website, noonabusiness.com. Spelled just like you'd think. You can email us, Becca at noonabusiness.com, Megan at noonabusiness.com. We love to hear from you.
As always, keep the reviews coming in if you don't mind. all that reviews do, and I know you think, oh, how annoying, I've got to take a few minutes out of my day, but if you do enjoy this podcast, if it's an outlet for you, if you feel a little less lonely in this world of K-pop and K-dramas, a review will help other people who have very similar interests find us as well and maybe feel a little less lonely too, which was the whole reason we started this podcast. Yeah. So reviews on iTunes, Podbean, we are officially on Spotify.
Woo woo.
And then, our YouTube channel, we did do a bonus YouTube video last week, actually 2. So go check them out. We did If Got 7 musical instruments. It's edited pretty funny, I think. I hope you like it. Please don't be repulsed by the way Megan and I actually look. Oh, although Megan is stunning in real life.
We look gorgeous.
But yeah, keep it coming. We really do love all the comments, all the interactions. You guys have the best suggestions, and you always make us laugh, which is seriously, I feel like we do this just for ourselves. It's like a selfish thing.
It is.
We did it because we wanted to connect other fans, and then you guys give us back tenfold of what we put into it, and we're just very grateful. So
yeah, that's so beautiful.
So whether this is your first episode or your 23rd episode, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.